What's going on, everyone? We'll get started here in just about a minute or two. I'm just getting things ready. Actually, I should grab some more water while I'm at it. Tonight we're doing Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend Corruptions, which I've actually done before. I've said this a couple times, but I ran into an audio bug with Voice Meter, I think, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, where I still did Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend Corruptions on stream. However, I had to delete the VOD and delete the YouTube stream, just because half the entire video was stuttering, kind of like this, and it sounded awful, so bad. It was just how would you phrase it? You couldn't get it back. Unfixable is what I'm kind of looking for. So we're going to be streaming it again tonight, and previously I did the Croft Mansion, and unfortunately, I mean, that stockpile, I don't even know where that is anymore. I didn't bother saving it. It was a pretty good stream, too. I have a copy of it on YouTube under private, so it still exists. And I was considering just muting the audio, but I had a cam at the time, and I was recording myself, so then it looks like I'm talking without saying anything, so, you know, there's some problems with that. It just might be a mystery video for now. But instead of being at the Croft Mansion, I'd like to do one of the missions if possible, and corrupt at some point in that mission. So we'll figure out what we're doing once we get started, and again, I'll be back in about a minute. Alright, I'm back and I got me some water. I think we're ready to go. And restream, I need to send a quick test message, which I'm going to do right now. Test, just to get rid of the little chat notification. Speaking of which, I'm also going to move that around a little bit. Chat box, bottom right. I also got rid of the raccoons that are normally over here, just to make a little bit more room. Also, it might have deterred people from watching the stream, unfortunately. So I have now event notifications, so if you raid or host or follow, they'll all appear there, and they're going to stay there until it gets kicked up. So, like, the Count Vamps raid 3, Wasabi Tonic host 30, thank you Wasabi. Sky Coasterman, follow, all this kind of stuff. All real ones, all real notifications. Actually, all these came from my Subnautica stream last night. Alright, I think we're ready to go. There's also a lot of windows way off to the right over there. I'll explain what all that is in just a bit. I have... Ooh, quickly fixing something up top. I have many monitors, so you may see me glancing around as I fix stuff live. Anyways, so I'll explain what all of that stuff is in just a moment. Usually I begin the corruption streams by sort of explaining my first corruption, how I go about it, and then from there we'll create our first corruption, show how to sanitize it, and then we'll just take off from there and make a whole bunch of them and throw it into a stockpile. But first we need to figure out where we would like to corrupt, and I already kind of have an idea of where I'd like to begin. It's going to be somewhere either during the first mission, so during the Bolivia mission I think is the name of it. What's going on with Wasabi Tonic? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. It's going to be either somewhere in the Bolivia mission or sometime after the Bolivia mission. I would like to see the mansion after we finish the Bolivia mission, because I remember during the previous run of this where I was corrupting it, I was just at the Croft Mansion, and I didn't have a save state, so most of the areas in the Croft Mansion were actually locked off, and they were just we would get zoomed out views of the house, and they were just completely blocked off, and you couldn't see any of the external rooms. So I'd like to see how that changes when I corrupt it now. Anyway, let's begin. I'm gonna unpause it here and turn off. This is Dar Dar Docks from Super Mario 64. And it's a 30-minute version, which makes it very easy to keep looping it. YouTube crashes regularly on my computer where the entire video freezes and I can't turn down the volume, otherwise I would gradually bring it down so it sounded a lot nicer as I transitioned it. But as soon as I bring my mouse up there and I try to click on the video, it just freezes up, so that's why sometimes I just have to kill the tab. Anyhow, let's get started. I think the aspect ratio is a little bit off. I adjusted it, but I think it's alright. It's a little stretched outward. We are going to, I guess, just start a new game. I don't even think I have a save on here. I don't. I do have a playthrough on one of my laptops. I have a laptop here that I need to put it on. For when I get back to college, I'll continue just my regular playthrough of it. And right now, okay, medium. Alright, I was gonna say, let me adjust the difficulty to make it a little bit easier just so we can get through it. But this works still. I've got water and cranberry juice today. And I think we'll just let the cinematic play. It's been a while since I've seen it anyways.
Just because no one's ever caught one
Little Tomb Raider.
doesn't mean they're not real.
Let me adjust the
Very
volume.
true, but perhaps they don't wish to be found. I've heard they're rather fierce.
Yeti only look fierce. They probably don't like being so cold all the time. I shouldn't like it either.
You never have to be cold, my
There we go.
Lara, if you don't want to be.
Look!
Okay, hopefully that won't draw me out too much. I think it should be right. It's a Yeti! No.
Are we going to crash?
Not unless it's absolutely necessary.
Okay, I am just a little curious. Real quick. I want to see how this cinematic corrupts, because before we were just corrupting gameplay. I'm curious if we can corrupt the cinematic. So let me do that real quick. I also have two save states here for Tomb Raider. This one. And I won't explain what I'm doing until we actually do some legitimate ones. I just want to see if this will do anything. And play. Wait. Play, load, pause. So in the cinematics, the models that are being used are not pre-recorded. It's actually models in the scenario that are sitting in seats and this entire thing is happening. We know that because we can corrupt the model with Laura's lip going off on the end. So that's kind of neat. We learned a little bit. And if we really want to turn it up and just go a little bit crazy, we might crash, but let's see. I don't think we should be able to pause here. So that's something. Also, our eyelids are kind of messed up. Okay, a little less intense. This is when the plane is actually crashing. You can see it right down there. And then the camera hits the floor and you don't see anything else. Oh no, there we go. It's just rolling around the cabin sporadically. Oh, it's terrible. Also, who's that? Who's that person? Never mind. So I'll keep the save state. I might actually choose to corrupt here a little bit later, because that looks fantastic. But we won't do this yet. I still want to do gameplay, but still very hilarious, and I'm happy with those results. Load fresh save state, and we'll let the cinematic roll.
Close your eyes, darling.
I don't want to close my eyes.
I want to see us crash and burn. Oh. She actually did.
think you forgot your climbing gear on purpose.
What would give you that idea?
So there's multiple timelines with the Lara Croft series, which is something I started getting a little interested in when I was doing this playthrough. Because I was curious if this lore is the same as all the other lores, in which case I would be totally okay with playing the classics. But apparently there are different timelines, and they're kind of different people. Like Lara Croft in the originals... Sorry to talk over it. In the originals, like the one and the first and the second one on PS1, different timeline than this timeline. And this actually might be either the first or the second in this timeline series. I forget the last one. Yeah. Anyway.
Alistair, meet Tuanak. She's a lovely pre-Incan civilization, currently in ruins. I've been looking for certain artifacts. Well,
So...
for some time now.
Oh, wait for her to stop
My
talking.
friend working in the powers has tipped me off about a rather
We'll walk around.
What sort of artifacts?
an ornate stone dais.
That's gonna bother me though. Let me switch my controls. Right is left and left is right. So let me swap that real quick. That'd be the C stick. And that should do it.
Among other things.
Nope.
Big
Shoot.
rock, and she won't say why.
Oh well. Where would the suspense be otherwise?
There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna make a quick save state here. Different save state, making sure I'm not overriding the plain one in case we do want to hold on to that. And I'm gonna target that within my version of Dolphin. Dolphin Neri's mod. So, Neri's version of Dolphin. Our intensity is still really high. So this is a possibility of where we can choose to corrupt. Wherever we do choose, we're going to pretty much do that the entire stream, so we have to kind of choose carefully. You can have multiple save states and produce multiple corruptions on different save states. However, the problem with that is every single time you choose a different save state, you're required to do another stockpile, just because the save state is associated with that stockpile. So, I don't think I want to do one here, but we can just look at the results. And I can actually explain a couple things since this is at the beginning of the stream, and people might pop in later. So, with corruptions, we currently have a save state. If you hit F2, it loads that save state. And that's a point in time, if you're familiar with emulation, same kind of thing, where you make a save state, you can go back to a certain position in the ROM and load that moment. So every single time, those birds are going to be in the exact same position, the water's going to start over exactly at the same location. Everything is frozen in time when we load that save state. Now, with that save state, there's a bunch of memory that's being loaded. So there's textures that are being loaded, there's models that are being loaded, music, birds chirping, all that kind of stuff is being loaded all at once. And we can look into memory at that save state and manipulate the values there. So what if, for example, we wanted to mess with the birds chirping? We could go find where that file is located and throw some random data into that file, and maybe the birds will chirp at a higher pitch, or maybe their pitch will lower dramatically, maybe it will increase in speed or decrease in speed. And that's just one example upon hundreds of thousands of different corruptions we could probably create at this one moment in time. And then fast forward to 1 second later, entire different plethora of corruptions could be created. Now, of course, there's only a couple interesting ones out of that couple 100,000, but we rely on randomness in order to sort of find those. So, as an example, I'm going to mess with some of these dials that are off on the top left of the screen here, over there. First one is intensity. That's how many memory writes you choose to throw at the save state or at the ROM. The number is kind of ambiguous, it depends on where you're corrupting, so don't worry about that quite yet, but just pay attention about the ratio on the slider. So this is not that big, this is a very big corruption, stuff like that. So we're going to do kind of a small corruption. And starting address is where in the ROM you like to corrupt. If you go to the very beginning, that's usually where the system functions are. This is the GameCube, and this is my copy of my GameCube BIOS, so I don't really want to corrupt the BIOS as much, or at least the system functions that are being used to run the game. So I might not want to corrupt exactly at 0. I might go a little bit further, Perhaps towards the beginning of the ROM, I'm just guessing, the models are loaded, maybe the music, maybe the world, and it goes on, and we have to kind of figure out what's in this disc. Towards the end, we can assume that there's actually nothing at the further end of the GameCube disc, and I believe most GameCube discs didn't actually fill up the entire disc with data, in the sense that everything on the disc was useful. After the actual game was loaded onto the disc, there's some garbage data at the very end just to complete the end of the disc. Anyway, we're going to crop just a little bit past 0 to reach those system functions. So, we go and do that. And now we're going to hit this blast. Oh, I hear myself. That's awful. I'm watching chat with my Twitch open, and sometimes I can hear myself. Anyway, so we're going to hit blast target. And you'll see now, up in this stash history, which is this little box here, we have a new big number that's listed there. And that big number refers to just a save state that has a blast layer applied to it. What a blast layer is a corruption, essentially. So what if we look at this specific right here, the specific save state with a blast layer applied to it, and we want to see what corruption is being applied to it. We can open this up in something called our blast editor, and you just do that by right-clicking the save state in the stash history and clicking on open selected item in blast editor. And that pops up a little window with a whole lot of information on it. We can scroll through here and it just looks like a bunch of garbage. Look at the very first line here. It says, has an X on it. It says Dolphin 26201, whatever that is, dot set C380000. So what that's referring to is at the specified Dolphin memory address, at this listed memory address, the 2621, set the value at that location to be the hexadecimal value C380000. And what that does is it changes the value that was at the previous memory address, the one that was here, and sets it to this new value. And what that does, we don't really know. I'm looking down at the running emulation. This currently has the corruption applied to it. I'm not really seeing anything on it. At the very least, it looks like the water texture is freaking out on... I'm going to keep pointing, and I'm not pointing in the right direction. The camera's flipped, so that's confusing me. But it looks like the water texture is way messed up down there. But that's about all I'm seeing, and we don't specifically know which of these memory writes causes that water to mess up. There's a whole lot of memory writes here. There's 441 of them, and likely only one actually creates that effect. For example, say if that first memory write, what if we wanted to test and see, does this make that water mess up? We can deselect it by double-clicking on it, and you'll notice the X to the far left is now disappeared. Is that too tiny? It looks kind of small. Maybe I should make that bigger. Anyway. You'll notice the X is now deselected, and if we corrupt and execute by loading it again, the water's still freaking out, so that one memory write did not cause this effect. We can re-enable it, corrupt it again, or we can also load our clean save state, and you'll see the water's actually okay in this one, so we do know that there's a corruption being applied. Now, this one isn't that interesting of a corruption where I want to say, you know, let's find that one memory address, let's save this into stockpile, because it's not that interesting in the end, it's just water freaking out. So let's corrupt it just a few more times to see if we find one that we like. And to do that, we'll just keep blasting target. In this one, you'll see Laura's finger is sticking up to the sky. This one, she has a couple stretchies. That's why I call the model freaking out like that. What is going on with my view count? Huh. Anyway. This one, she has a back stretchy. GUI is messed up. That one's kind of neat, but it's also very slow. You can see the FPS is dropped. The FPS is dropped? Yeah, it's dropped significantly. That one's kind of interesting, because we see a skybox in this one that I actually didn't know existed. I don't think I'm going to keep this one though, but it was kind of cool to see her also jump upwards like that. Also sound like a gunshot. Anyway. This one kind of looks like a fog effect. You know, I kind of like this one, only because of the flashes, but real quick before I save this one, if you happen to be in chat and you are sensitive to flashing lights or bright colors or loud sounds, I recommend not watching the stream just because we have all three of those in a plethora, we have a lot of those. Where, and I can't really control them. With corruptions, we have, you know, a lot of flashing lights all the time. We have loud sounds occasionally, and I try to shut it off as soon as possible, but sometimes we can't avoid them, so I recommend just not watching the stream just to be safe. I'll try to avoid them as much as possible, but we're already seeing with this corruption immediately we're actually having some flashing lights, so be safe. Anyways, so without further ado, I'm going to save this current corruption in a stockpile just to show how to go about that. We may not keep this stockpile, so I'm not gonna spend too long on it, but I'll explain my process for saving corruptions, and then we'll move on to maybe another location that we might want to save later. So, the most recent save state in the stash history, this one right here, has the current effect that we're seeing on screen. And we know that because if we load it multiple times by clicking on it, we see the same thing happen again and again and again. So we know that has our corruption that we're looking for applied to it. So we're going to open that in the blast editor. And once again, we don't actually know which of these memory writes creates the effect that we're looking for. In fact, of these 445 listed up here at the top right, we don't know any of these might actually, we know that one causes it, but we don't know which, and that's a lot of memory writes. So, what we need to do is we need to sort of trim off the excess fat and get rid of the unnecessary memory writes in order to find our true corruption. And again, we can go through here and try manually disabling them, but this would take probably, I don't know, all night, 24 hours, I'm sure, just to find the specific memory write. So instead, we can rely, as I said, on randomness in order to find the corruption for us. And we do that by hitting this button here. It says randomly disable 50%, and you'll notice a bunch of them have been deselected, 50% of them. And now we'll load the corruption again. And you'll notice, actually, we're still seeing the effect we're looking for. Still get the flashing sort of thunderstorm effect on the ground, even though 50% of these have been removed. So that tells me that these 50% weren't necessary to the effect we're looking for. So we can actually remove them in this case. So we're going to click Remove Disabled. And now we've gone from 445 memory writes all the way down to 223. So we have half as big of a blast layer than we had before, which is great. You definitely want that. So let's move on. We're going to do that again. 50% disabled. We still have the effect we're looking for, so we're going to remove disabled again. And continue in this fashion. Now you'll notice in this one, we still have 50% disabled. However, we don't have the effect we're looking for when we load it. I'll load it again here. We don't have that effect. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to invert the ones that we have enabled by clicking Invert Disabled. Now we selected the other half of that 50%. And in this one, we have the effect we're looking for. So we're now going to remove disabled, and we're now down to 56 memory writes. So what I'm currently doing as I'm going through this and disabling the unnecessary memory writes, I'm doing what's called sanitizing my corruption. And sanitizing your corruption is very important because it improves the stability of the corruption in the long run. If someone, say you gave the stockpile to somebody, and you're saying, hey, play the stockpile, you can play it on stream, or you can just check it out, what do you think of it? Do you like it? Etc. They're not going to like it if they can only play 2 seconds of it. They see this effect, they're like, oh, that's kind of cool, but the second they walk forward, the game crashes. That's a lot of flashing. That's no fun for anyone, and they don't get to play out the game. They don't get to see the specific effect you're looking for, unless that effect you're looking for is chaos, which every once in a while I agree. It's good to have a chaotic corruption, but a lot of the time it's also really fun to have a mechanical corruption that's fun to look at or fun to play with, stuff like that. So that's why we sanitize our corruptions. We narrow them down to just 1 or 2 memory writes, throw it on a stockpile, and someone, if they wanted to play the entire game like this, they could. And sometimes you get, like, you know, mini Lara, big Lara. Sometimes you get, you know, oversized guns. And if you want to play the entire game with oversized guns, go for it. It won't crash the game because it's been sanitized. You won't get some weird bug unless the bug is associated with the corruption. It's very nice. Anyways, we're almost done here. We have 7 memory writes. 4 memory writes. 2 memory writes. And 1 memory write. So now we have the effect we're looking for. It's actually all the way around. Kinda. It's like a fog right in the center. So now I'm going to hit this button that says Send to Stash. Now this most recent item in our stash history, this one right here, the 96141, that is our currently saved sanitized corruption. And now we can throw this onto our stockpile, and we'll name it something. We'll call it Thunderstorm. Easy. And now if someone were to get this stockpile, let's just throw a couple other examples on here. Examples 1, examples 2. They can go through here. If they load the stockpile into their version of Dolphin and they have my save state and they have their own copy of Lara Croft Legends like the one I'm playing, you can load a stockpile just by clicking on it and seeing these various corruptions that I created, including our sanitized one there. And the one that we created actually doesn't end there, so if we open this in the Blast Editor, once again we remember that there's just a single memory writes, and you might be curious, what if we write a different value to this memory address, to 105.41698? What if we change the value that we send to it? Currently we're sending the hexadecimal value 46, or 46 I should say. What if we change that value? What if we send, 8, or F, or something like that? Now we can't manually adjust that value, just due to the corruption engine I'm using. I'm using a vector engine, which only has pre-allowed, pre-approved, has a number of variables that you're able to use, and it's selected from a list, which isn't an infinite number of items. So I'm not able to manually select these items. However, I can rely on randomness in order to randomly select items from that list. And I'm going to do that now, so I'm going to play it. And we do that by hitting this button down here at the bottom right, called Reroll plus Inject. So we will re-roll the corruption we're currently looking at, and inject it into the currently running code, or into the currently running game. And we'll notice that the effect is gone in this case. We can open this in the Blast Editor. We're setting 46 in this case. Let's do it again, a couple times. That time it actually worked, but let's do one more. So in this most recent one, we have C48 is the value that's sent to memory, whereas the one where it actually worked, this one here, we're sending 47, and our original is 46. So that leads me to believe that maybe this thunderstorm kind of fog effect has to do with, maybe it's where it's being sent on the map. Like maybe I'm affecting the position of it. Maybe it's somewhere else on the map and I affected the position and put it here instead, because 4.6 and 4.7 are kind of similar. Whereas this one here with C48, that's way off. That might be, I don't even know, in a different location that I can't see. Anyway, that's just a little bit of suspicion. I'm not sure if that's true. Just a guess. But cool nonetheless. We have a corruption on our stockpile that we can now send to someone if we so choose. However, I think I'm going to move on. I'm going to finish the Oblivion mission, and then we'll decide where we're going to corrupt from there. So now, finally back to the game. I'm going to load my save state. Clean save state, clean running game, no corruptions applied. And I played through this just once, so hopefully I can get through it kind of quick. I don't remember where any of the rewards are, or anything like that.
That was lovely.
Hey, do me a favor and check your PDA.
It still works. That's what
PDA.
you're wondering.
Old tech.
They said it was waterproof. You should be able to swim with it, no problem. Unless you eat it, then you'll have to wait an hour.
Unless you ate. Look at that old PDA with that e-ink. What's our objective? Mission summary. Anaya telephoned today. She had a rumor about an incident temple in Bolivia that contains an ornate stone dais? Dais. Yeah. It could be the one I'm looking for. I'm setting out first thing in the morning. Main objective, find the ancient stone dais. I'm not going to pronounce that. of that place. Alright. I'm actually having a little trouble viewing this as well. Let me see if I can reorient some of these windows around. It's gonna make the game gigantic, but we can scroll it down. Aspect ratios are not my friend. I think I'm gonna stretch it still. Yeah. That's good, I think. At least I can play it in full screen, which is nicer for me.
Deep breath, Sip. This will be a long trip otherwise.
I forgot you were such an optimist.
Oh, there's probably something down there, isn't there? Oh, that was the way I came in on. Never mind. Exactly what I wanted to do. Nice. Medkit. There we go. Where are we headed up again? Ragdoll. Oops. I'm trying to go too fast at it. Trying to get through it. I should do it a little bit slower. Adjust some of my windows up here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to load. I want to load that one. Say can't skip it, but there we go. Just notice the window's a tiny bit off. Getting windows just perfect in OBS. That's an art that I have not mastered.
Deep breath, Sip. This will be a long trip otherwise.
I forgot you were such an optimist.
Now I'm kind of remembering how long the Bolivia mission is. The Bolivia mission's a little long. But that's alright, I got it all night to play. We'll crop stuff as we go along. Yeah, it was, sure.
Shoot on sight if I can't see nobody. Got worked up thinking I'd put someone down today. Now there's nothing. He goes,
Oh, classic goon talk.
hell yeah, I'll go run for myself. You know it.
Love your double pistols, by the way.
Any idea
And
who he is or who he works for?
I haven't the foggiest. He's deliberately unremarkable,
Is that good or bad?
Deliberately unremarkable.
which isn't good. That's a mechanism.
It's not a mechanism, Laura. That's a tree branch. Ooh. We gotta put a rock down, don't we? Yeah. What's that? Oh, the animation just slowly lift up, not like a spring or anything like that. Why? Break an ancient tombstone. Tombstone? Talisman. Wall decoration. Any of that.
So what?
No problem for Laura.
Jumped out and started swinging? Sort of danced around, screaming and yelling, whatever.
Yeah? Well, I would have kicked the hell out of him.
Yeah, whatever, man. Came flying at me screaming monkey talk like that.
I love the little like grapple hook stun, which is definitely not something you're supposed to be using a lot, but I still like hitting with a grapple hook to interrupt them.
Quite.
Feels satisfying to me. I'm getting every reward tonight. Shoot. I had no clue where any of them are.
Isn't she beautiful? I'm falling in love all over again.
You say that to all the ruins.
I'm a terribly lucky girl. And here come the bloody tourists.
Let's see if we can grab this scene. I'm curious. We got all of this ready.
Detail that small.
Just hit it a couple
Terribly
times.
lucky girl.
Very lucky girl with a giant
Here
spike
come
out of
the
your
bloody tourists.
higher eyebrow.
Terribly lucky girl.
Very lucky girl who lost her voice. Look at the truck.
Terribly lucky girl. Terribly lucky girl.
Terribly lucky Cyclops.
Here come the bloody tourists to spoil it. Terribly lucky girl. Terribly lucky girl. Terribly lucky. Terribly lucky. Terribly lucky girl.
Oh, look at her jaw. No.
And here come the bloody tourists.
I was gonna say the one before that kind of gave me a jump.
lucky
This
girl.
one, because you can kind of see through like the top
Terribly
lip.
lucky girl.
But the jaw killed it for me.
Terribly lucky girl. And here come the bloody tourists to spoil it.
detail that small. What do you
Should we do a couple more? I could actually... Well, there it is again. I was gonna say we can re-roll these ones even though we haven't sanitized them to see if we can change the jaw effect or anything else. And yeah, we can in a horrifying number of ways. Oh, Jesus. This one. No jaw.
And here come the bloody tourists
Whew.
to spoil you.
Alright, we'll move on. Let me do a fresh save.
Terribly lucky girl.
There we go. Uncorrupted Laura.
And here
That was
comes
just a
the
nightmare. That was a fever dream she had.
Your gear doesn't pick up detail that small. What do you see?
Men with guns. Mercenaries by the look of them.
What are they doing there?
Getting into trouble.
Unlock on mode. Shoot environmental hazards with Y to damage nearby enemies. Oh, shoot. I was gonna stun him with my grapple. Can we pick up his weapon? No. I had a weird problem where I was playing this a long time ago, and I could not pick up weapons anymore. Which eventually was okay, because I'm okay with just using the grapple hook for everything. Or the pistols. Infinite ammo. But there's some scenes I wish I had them. Or I wish I had a weapon. Oh, we just have to pick it up. Okay. I thought it gave us a little visual indicator of when we need to use it. Or grab it off the ground. Her fighting is just so very nice. It's like, it feels good to play as Lara. Very rewarding, I would say. Am I swapping guns? I am. I want a rifle. Let's take that. I almost want to do it just a playthrough tonight. I mean, can I still do a playthrough and corrupt it as I go? I mean, that's okay, right? It just looks so much better than it did on my other laptop. Looks so much nicer. Are there anything else in this area we should look around for? We probably got all the items. Probably. We're probably alright. It's 12. I can do this for 3 more hours. That's about a playthrough, right? I mean, not to finish the game, but that's like a complete playthrough.
That sounded permanent.
Death by irony is always painful. Amateurs.
Nothing to grab up here. Oh. I was like, I grabbed onto it, no problem. What am I doing wrong there? Oh, I can't jump forward, I have to jump in place. Okay,
It's a useful survival skill.
that makes more sense.
What's all this stuff for? moving heavy materials deeper into the mountain, probably. Sometimes ancient builders had to tunnel around hard rock deposits.
Not what I wanted to do. Shoot. I think I'm just gonna corrupt the cinematics, because since I know that there's now models that are being loaded in those cinematics, it's kind of fun to corrupt them, because it changes how you see the cinematic, and I have one that's coming up that's gonna be very fun to corrupt. So yeah, hope that's alright. We could also do a water scene, because I'm kind of curious how these would corrupt. So this is save state 3. We're going to corrupt now. That's kind of cool. We got like greenness around us. Let me load the fresh save state. I'm gonna get a better camera angle on Laura, so we're not super zoomed in. There we go. As her breath runs out. Full crash. Shoot, that's our first one. So every once in a while, especially with GameCube games, we do have hard crashes where we have to completely reload Dolphin, reload the ROM, like that, and reselect it in OBS. That happens, as I was saying before, as you corrupt more system functions. So if you go towards 0 on this starting address, so to be safe you can go a little bit further out, which you may get less interesting corruptions. I shouldn't say that. You will get more probably model corruptions and music corruptions than odd, quirky ones with, like, you know, the system itself breaking. But that's a sacrifice to make, a worthwhile sacrifice to make. Anyways, since we have save states, we can jump straight back to it. Like that. You don't have to worry about replaying the entire game again. We can actually just jump off corrupting here again. Two crashes in a row. I have the wonderful ability of crashing multiple times in a row when I'm streaming. Even if I've changed everything. Or like made sure I'm not close to the starting address. We're pretty far from the starting address, so that was just bad luck, I think. We'll clear our history, load a very low intensity, 0. No, that's not right. We have a 0 intensity. Maybe that explains why I always run into multiple crashes, because I shouldn't have crashed whatsoever. Because we're not even doing a memory right in that case. Let's load that again. I'm solving a root problem that I run into a lot. What in the world? Oh. Dolphin Ares. What is this giant window? That's not what I want. Oh, OBS, you're so painful. Laura drowned to death, just so you know. What are we going to do? We're going to select a different window. That window. Resize it. It won't let me resize it. That's awesome. Transform. Fit to screen. Where's that tiny little window? What? Select Lara Croft. Okay. Now size down. Adjust window. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I would switch scenes if I could, but I actually have to be on the screen to adjust things. That's good, right? Yeah. Don't keep your remote on your knee. Alright, here we go. So that's another worry of why I like to avoid crashing, is because OBS doesn't like to always detect Dolphin. A lot of the times, actually, it doesn't. detect it, so we have to finick around a little bit. That's why I like to avoid crashes as much as possible, but sometimes they're unavoidable. So, we're going to... Oh, my cord's all tingled. Okay. Load this save state. I think we could just blast target because we have a 0 intensity. I'm gonna move the starting address way out. Can't do that. I don't know why that is. We have a reproducible problem that we keep running into. It's almost like the previous corruption that we had that crashed the system is still being applied when I blast target now. I think that's the case because we're actually not getting any new items in our stash history. I know why. You can't have a 0 intensity. If you have a 0 intensity, it will re-corrupt the previous corruption back on the current save state because you're actually not applying any effect. And I've had that issue in the past where I've just done a 0 intensity and the stash history does not get populated, and yet there is a corruption that's being applied. That's odd, and I don't think that should be a thing. But it is, so we'll have to live with it. Let's pull up the game here again. OBS again does not want to load it for some odd reason. Every once in a while, it minimizes the window, makes it extremely tiny and hard to deal with. Like, there's the window, but again, not really the right one. Transform, reset transform. Kind of the window, not really. That's our, those are the games I've played recently. Okay. Now I gotta resize it again. Ugh. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. We're gonna watch Laura drown again. Eventually I'll get really good at doing this fast. I'm not there yet. Here, I'll save her life. Oh. Or I won't. Wait. We're having technical difficulties galore right now. Can't load my save states. And that occasionally happens when, Dolphin refuses to load most commands. So wait, I can turbo. Turbo works fine. But save states doesn't work. I don't know what that is. We have save states still in our, Okay, well, I want to be able to save states though. I can't save anymore. Okay. Let's shut down Dolphin. That's what I think we have to do. We have solved the crashing problem, and I now know how to reproduce that and fix it in the future. I'm gonna full stop Dolphin, restart Dolphin, restart Lara Croft, and repoint OBS at it. There it is. Why does it do that? Why does it resize it? Oh, I know why. Because I haven't full screened it yet. Yeah. There's a save state. Resize this window, hopefully for the last time today. If I edited my VODs, I would edit this part out. But I don't. So you're gonna have to watch the entire thing. There we go. Now we can load save states, no problem. Nope. Bad windows. It's all line up alright. A little bit off. I'll keep saving Laura's life. Okay. We are good to go. Too much hassle. And we're also at a water level, so, or water area, so it's kind of frustrating. stressful. It's stressful. And we played Dire Dire Docks for the music at the beginning, so that's kind of fitting. Now I am going to corrupt it, just because we never saw any corruptions for this. So I'm dialing back, that's normal, the starting address a bit, until we find a nice area. I think this is a nice area. Oh, look at that, that's a really shrunk down display. We can re-roll that one to hopefully get a bigger one, or a smaller one. Also, look at the first few seconds of Lara. Can I pause that on time? I don't think I'm going to be able to beat that fast. If I put Dolphin right next to the Windows Glitch Harvester. By the way, the program I'm using over there is called the Windows Glitch Harvester. In case you were wondering. It's bundled with the Real-Time Corruptor. The Real-Time Corruptor is a much nicer program in my opinion, but this is still in alpha? Beta. Still in beta. Play, load, pause. Nope, too fast for me. Okay, one more try. It's like those carnival games where you try to stop the... well, any number of them. Where you try to, like, how about Stacker? This is the game where the little things go from left to right, the little stacking blocks, and you try to stack them all up, and if you go too far over one edge, it gets sliced off. It's like that, but with corruptions. Anyway, let's keep corrupting a little bit. This game corrupts very well when it doesn't crash. Like, that was awesome. And I have no clue what I'm looking at now. Like, what are these? What is that light? Oh, Laura's about to drown to death, though. But it's okay, she's just a fractal. It's no worries. Go towards the light, Lara. Oh, it's too bad this one's broken. If this was working, that would be amazing. But she's frozen in place there. This one's paper Lara goes for a swim. Remember, you can't put paper in water, otherwise it does this. Force pause. What? I like the... well, like, what's going on top of the screen is kind of neat. I don't even know what to call that. Always very dramatic, Lara. Always has like a little bit of darkness over her face. She's not swimmable here, she can't swim. Kind of cool effect though, I like that, going off. I'm gonna dial back the intensity. A little bit. Let's go back to that last one. That was like a FOV. Do you have claustrophobia? Are you afraid of swimming? Your worst nightmare is right here. The walls are pressed together because the field of view is so high. That's horrifying. Let's re-roll that. Too high, too low. Ooh, no. I'm so sorry. It's much louder for me than it is for you guys. I have a compressor on the stream, but it still sounds very loud. I'm sure. Oh, I have a bright screen. Now, if you weren't already afraid of claustrophobia and being underwater and swimming, try imagine being a windmill underwater doing that, like Lara. The things this woman goes through. Look how bright that screen is. It's like purple all over my face. Or pink. I wish I could change that color. Okay, enough of that. I was hoping for like a sort of smaller FOV, not significantly. We could sanitize the corruption in order to find that specifically and adjust the amount, but... excuse me, I don't really want to. Let's do another fresh one. Force crash. What kind of weird ponytail she's got going on? It's like a propeller. Huh. Now it's really a propeller. That was neat. Wait. I wonder if that makes her swim better. Probably not. Ooh, that's a cool one. Wait. Also, this one's a cool one. She's just kind of freaking out in the water. This lighting looks like she's outside of the water, so it's like her lighting's been reset. I think she has sort of a dim color when she's out of the water. However, right now, she looks light. Let's go back up. Just can't leave the water. That's alright. Yeah, cool looking though. It just looks out of place because you should be a lot dimmer. This one's very dark Laura. Dark lighting. Dramatic Laura again. So actually this gives me the idea that because that sort of like black triangle is attached to her, I wonder if it's supposed to be something that's like over the screen, just a gray sort of tint to everything. We saw that in Super Mario Sunshine. They do that in Delfino Plaza Egoist, where there's sort of a... she's dying now. There's a tint over the entire screen to make very bright brights a little bit dimmer and more easy to look at, because without that effect, we like literally tore off a page almost. The top layer like an onion. Everything looks super bright and high contrast. Anyway. And we can adjust that little window that was applied to the top in Super Mario. I don't know if this is any similar, but it kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if it's a effect that's just applied to her. Also, what is she doing? An effect that's just applied to her completely? If it's applied to the entire screen? Not sure. Okay, I'm almost ready to move on. I want to see if we had any kind of neat mechanical effects go on. Very high FOV again. The one hand. Isn't this the Dead Space box art or something like that? Oh, look at her arm. Oh, it's like a tumor. Oh, it breathes. Never mind. It's like when you startle that one, I don't know the name of this dinosaur, but it's the one that has that sort of circle around its face. It's a reptile. Are all dinosaurs reptiles? I don't know the answer to that. Either way, he has that circle thing. Reminds me of that. That's a cool way to swim. If you ever wondered how to drown while you're swimming, this is how to do it. Okay. I am ready to move on. We'll load our fresh save state and continue. Yeah, is that a jaguar? What the fuck? That scared the hell out of me. Out of nowhere.
Predators attack prey larger than themselves is a mystery.
And a pity.
Okay, that scared me a little bit. Nope. There's a box we gotta push, isn't there? No box. No box. Can I make that? I don't think I can. It's a very close run if I try it. Just make sure there's nothing I can push into the wall there. I think that's it. Alright, we'll try running it. Oh, okay, we're fine.
Is that a scarlet monkey or a person?
Monkey.
Spooky. Ah, cunning.
Okay, that almost got me. So did that. We're alright. So before, on my last stream of this,
Looks like you're going
I was confused about this room and the water because it was blacked out, and I thought that wasn't how it was supposed to look. I was like, no, it should probably have some water reflection to it or something like that. No, it's actually just black water. So, I don't know why it's black water. I feel like it should have some light to it. Like a little bit of opacity. But alright. Works for me. We are... What are we doing here? I also cheesed this last time. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that again. What? Why the Jaguar? Again, surprise Jaguar. No clue where that was going to come from.
Someone picked an unfortunate place to hunt.
I'm bored. Okay, we're going to do this. And try jumping on it from the sledge. The idea is we have a couple buttons we have to press. This one, the one over there, and the third one. It's trying to move, but it can't. Physics. Alright, there's the first lock. And the second lock is over here. And I believe there's a third. No clue where to get it though. Oh, it's right over there. Alright. We'll use the catapult. Catapult. Like, the floor is just so strangely black. I don't know, it's just me. It looks like a texture didn't get loaded or something. I'll probably get something crazy. Oh, just barely. Very slip and slidey box. Good to go. And let's crop this room a bit.
Man, this place is weird.
That's a cool one. Yeah, it is weird, isn't it?
Wasn't so packed.
Cool lines. I like that effect, where everything sort of writes over itself. Like it doesn't properly clear the screen. Oh wait, not that one. Oh, the box freaking out on this one's hilarious. Top left. Oh, I must have missed it. I guess I didn't do it. But in this one, where everything writes over itself, like the screen isn't being properly cleared every time. Very cool. I'm curious what happens when we re-roll it. I don't think anything will happen. It's either it writes over it or it doesn't. Yeah, it seems to be the case. Alright. In that last one, the floor actually looks proper. I don't understand. The corruption fixed it. That's just what we're gonna say. So that is how the floor should look. In case you're wondering. I thought it was water because Laura's feet went through it. Okay. Anyway. Let's load our fresh corruption, our first save state. This one. Did I not do that properly? These are both unlocked, right?
Man, this place is weird and
There we go.
complicated. It probably wasn't so back when it was fully furnished. We're looking at the stripped-down version of what's left 1,000 years later.
Shoot. Not what I wanted to do. The water didn't break my fall. Oh, wait. Oh, quick time events. Oh. Forgot about those. Until now. There's an item down there, it looked like.
You in one piece?
I'm still breathing,
I'm gonna
yes.
go back and get it. But I can't. Oh, that's right. And this puzzle actually took me a while last time, and I completely forgot what the trick to it was. So we'll have fun doing that. Is that a jaguar again? Where is it? There it is. The little bastard. Come here. Like, just killing jaguars like it's nothing. Also, what is it even doing in this chamber? What is it going to be hunting? This is water. Also, this is water. Cool. Black water.
It's the center of the evil Korak Empire. None of this appears in any of the literature, but I'd say they're ceremonial in nature.
If that's the case, it's not a ceremony I'm keen on witnessing.
that's the wrong one. Let me do the other side. Nope, still not that way either, unless I can get onto the wall here. Oh, I can. Okay. This way. Oh, the idea is I need to jump to another end of the machine thing? Ugh. This is a puzzle I'm not good at. Shoot. Oh, you can jump up. That's what I was missing. But I'm gonna get the silver. I don't know how to get the silver though. Shoot. Can I make this jump? I can. Kinda. I don't think I can make that jump though. No, not a chance of it. You know, I don't want the silver that badly. Never mind. Ah, here's the cinematic I was looking forward to corrupting. It's coming up in a sec, but... Or is it? No, I forget. Yeah, it is. Alright. I mean, if that didn't give you a hint not to mess with the stuff in there, I don't know what will. Messy with a lot of sound and not a lot of models. Big head, Laura. Is that a crash? Shoot, yes it is. Dolphin, Lara Croft, full screen, and select it, and recropped. No, I thought that was crash. Is it not? Hey, kind of kept it alive. It's frozen though. Oh, there we go. Not responding. Close the program. Windows is searching for a solution. Did it show all my desktop items? It did. I don't like that. Don't do that. I don't think I have anything suspicious there, do I? Border Warcraft Cookbook. C++. CD Mage, which I have to use to combine my bin files together. Don't areas select. There we go. We're not gonna corrupt this scene, I guess, anymore because we can't seem to corrupt. Maybe this is pre-recorded, but that's definitely a model. This looks like more of a model than anything. Laura, don't do it. That's not kindling. What is it? Why are you asking Laura as if she knew? She was supposed to look for kindling.
What is it? There's something in the light. Stay here. What? What is it? There's something in the light. Stay here.
Stay here, and then your arms start freaking out.
What about my daughter?
Yeah, what is wrong with her? Her arms are kind of freaking out.
What? What about? What is it? There's something in the light. Stay here. What? Who are you? What? What about my daughter? You stay away from her. She meant no harm. What's happening, Mother? Who's there?
We'll watch the rest of that in a sec. I just want to keep corrupting a little bit. Oh, I thought we crashed it again. I was like, no.
Stay here.
We're just not getting a lot of luck with this one, though, as much as the other couple ones.
What is it? There's something in the light. Stay here.
That's a wall, Laura. That's not light.
Who are you?
Oh, look at her face. Oh my god.
My daughter.
It's like half melted off.
She meant no harm.
This makes the scene actually like 10 times more horrifying.
Mother.
I want to re-roll that one.
What is it?
Yeah, I was hoping we mess up Laura's face some more.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Hmm.
What is it? There's something in the light. Stay here.
Super zoomed in. Actually, that
What is it?
was kind of a cool angle. Let's see that again.
What is it? There's something in the light. Stay here. What? Who are you? What? What about my daughter?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
stay away from her. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is
Just block off Laura's face.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Yeah, we're just not having any luck with this cinematic. Let's move on, I guess. We will load fresh and actually watch the cinematic. I need to send one more corruption that runs. These all don't run. Let's do this.
What is
There we go.
it? There's something in the light. Stay here. What? Who are you? What? What about my daughter? You stay away from her. She meant no harm. What's happening, Mother? Who's there?
I feel like Laura's smart enough to start going spelunking. She should probably not touch random other godly shapes like that. Or else you lose your mother. Good job, Laura. That's terrible. The Yetis. We're all loud.
Lara Croft! I've been hoping
What's up?
to meet you.
I hate
At
this guy.
ease. We're just gonna talk.
I made a new save state. It just made a save state.
What?
There we go, okay. I was like, spelling the wrong one. They just want to talk, guys. They just want to combine, like,
Maybe you found a piece of
stretchy
this.
character models. You can see all the expression on her face as she realizes what it is.
Is this what led you here?
Where did you find that?
It doesn't matter. What's
Oh, she has no head. Oh, sweater froze though. I want to see her expression. Fractals, I love this effect. We got this a lot on the other
I'm
stream.
listening.
maybe
Every
you found
object has a
piece of
fractal.
this.
It looks amazing.
I'm listening.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
Her face. Let me real quick deactivate
This
this.
what led you here?
I had to
Where
grab
did you
something.
find that?
It doesn't matter. What's important is what it does. Do you know?
What I know is my business.
So you don't then, and that means you don't have a piece. Amanda said you were sloppy. You should have
That's
paid
all
more
it took?
attention in Paraíso.
Amanda?
I don't know what that
dead.
is.
What the hell do you know about Paraíso?
We're done talking.
I shouldn't let that go on for so long. Oh wait. Go back. Ideal male figure. Right there.
I'm listening.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
Her eye! Oh, it's stretching through her face.
Is this what led you here?
Where did you find that?
Oh,
It doesn't matter. What's important is what it does. Do you know?
What I know is my business.
oh, it flickers.
So you don't then.
That's
That
so
means you
weird.
don't have a piece. Amanda said you were sloppy.
Ugh.
You should have.
Reroll. Yeah, look at her
I'm
legs.
You found a piece of this.
Okay, at least her eye's okay in this one. Very funny walk though.
This.
Okay. Eyes are alright.
I'm listening.
They accidentally dropped the camera.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
I'm listening.
Maybe you found a piece of this. Maybe you found this.
I'm listening.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
No head.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Just a pair of pistols. That's all Laura's ever been.
I'm
Just a pair of
listening.
pistols.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
The pistols say no.
I'm
Oh,
listening.
what is wrong with her face? I don't think I
Maybe you
want to see
found a
this
piece
one.
of this.
Oh no! It looks like a Ubisoft game.
Is this what led you here?
Where did you find that?
It doesn't matter. What's important is what it does. Do you know?
What I know
Also,
is my
he's so
business.
tiny.
So you don't then, and that means you don't have a piece. Amanda said you were
That
sloppy.
is so
You should
bad.
have paid more attention in Paraíso.
Amanda?
Amanda?
Amanda's dead. What the hell do you know about Paraíso?
Look how sad and broken up she is about it too. Jesus. Can we see her face in game? No, it crashes. That is too bad. That was amazing. We can reroll this one though. I'm curious if we'll get the same effect. Yeah. Yeah. Similar effect.
Is this what led?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Have you found this?
I think it's this part of her face, like the part that doesn't
This
contain
what led
like
you
Where did you find
features, stretch
It
backwards.
doesn't matter.
Because we can
What's
adjust the
important
width and
is what
length
it
of
does.
that specific part of
You
her
know?
face
What
for some
I-
weird reason. That's why sometimes it stretches. Is she a
I'm
giraffe?
listening.
She's a giraffe!
Have you found a piece of this?
What? Oh yeah, just talk to my neck.
It doesn't matter. What's important is what
Also,
it does.
his lip.
Do you know?
What I know is...
So you don't. That means you don't have peace. Amanda said you sloppy. You should be more attention by Aesop. We're done.
I'm almost sad that you can't see too much of her in the frame. Oh, and it's fixed here. Oh, well. Would have been an amazing one. Reroll that one a couple times. Oh, this one she has no neck. Yeah, that one looks interesting. If we can see her. Face is looking up.
Is this what led you here?
Where did you find that?
It doesn't matter.
No neck Laura is so
important
intimidating with her
does.
dual pistols.
Do you know?
What I know is my business.
So you don't then.
Jesus, this very long neck Laura. And really big leg. One
You
leg.
found a piece of this. Is this what led you here? Doesn't matter. What's important if it does. So you don't then. And that means you don't have peace. Amanda said you sloppy. You should be more attention in Paraíso.
Amanda? Amanda's dead. What the hell do you know about Paraíso?
We're done talking.
Ideal female figure? No. I hate that the neck goes back to normal immediately afterwards. It's unfortunate. Or the face. That's a no neck Nora I want to see. This one right here. This one is like indented into her arms. Oh, but the camera is not pointed down enough to actually see it. To see all of it.
It doesn't matter. What's important does. You know?
What I know is my business.
So you don't then. And that means you don't have a piece. Amanda said you were sloppy. You should have paid more attention.
Amanda? Amanda's dead.
Okay, let's do a fresh
What the
one.
hell do you know about Paraíso?
Instead of more neck corruptions. That's kind of cool looking. I like the like cinematic Michael Bay kind of look.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
I'm listening.
Something's wrong with her
Maybe you found
torso.
a piece of this.
It's like a cylinder.
Is this what led you here?
Where did you find that?
Wait a
I'm
minute.
listening.
All of the surroundings is her leg
I'm listening.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
and his face. God. I have no comment to make about this
I'm
one.
listening.
Assume what you want.
Maybe you found a...
No comment. Laura's got kind of a broken leg. A little bit of one.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
Okay, I think that's all the corruptions. And we'll move on. We got some good ones there, though. I enjoyed a lot of those. Clear history, and load fresh save. Now we'll actually watch the cinematic.
I'm listening.
Maybe you found a piece of this.
That's how she's supposed to look.
Is this what led you here?
Where did you find that?
See,
Doesn't matter. What's important is what it does.
she seems very invested. Like, what is
I
that?
know is my business.
I know what that
So
is.
you don't then. And
But-
that means you don't have a piece.
Why is he so ready to get rid of it? I feel like she totally has a piece.
You should have paid more attention in Paraíso.
Amanda? Amanda's dead. What the hell do you know about Paraíso?
We're done talking.
Alright. We gotta immediately run for the ford. Okay. Oh, I don't know how to take cover. That is something I have no clue about. Let's, options. Not camera. Control. With health pack, PLS, manual aim, interact, grapple, crouch, roll, rotate. Can he take cover? I don't know if he can. Huh. Yeah, maybe not. Alright.
There is more than one. Father, you were right.
What was that?
Keep yourselves caffeinated, lads. We've some work ahead of us.
Caffeinated.
News was still alive. Can't complain about that.
Neat. That, I believe, we unlock some extra items. Nice. You unlocked a time trial to attempt it. Select. Yeah. So that was, I believe, the Bolivia mission. Or at least the beginning of it. Do we have to continue? Or can we stop there? Also, we just go to the hideout. Easy enough. Hideout. We go to her house.
Who was that?
You've heard of the Rutlands, right? From the States? Well, you just met the senator's youngest son, James Rutland. Went to West Point, and that's about all he's done.
Call up the footage, please.
All he's done. All he's done.
2 Lauras? What? Oh, crash. Can't have 2 Lauras. That's too many Lauras.
All he's done.
Call up the footage, please.
All he's done.
Call up.
I actually very intensively corrupted the Croft Manor
Call up.
All he's
in that
done.
previous stream. I just did like 2 hours of this.
All he's done.
But,
All he's done. All he's done. All he's done.
That's why I may not do too much of
All he's
this.
done. All he's done.
Call up the footage, please. 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 Call up the footage, please.
Ah, shoot. I knew it was starting to crash there, and I was hoping to get a clean corruption before I loaded the clean save state, but that didn't work out for me.
Call up the footage, please.
There we go.
Welcome home, Lady Croft. Will your hand luggage require emptying or filling?
We're going to corrupt that butler for sure.
Will your hand luggage require emptying or filling?
He's playing RuneScape.
Winston.
Will
Winston.
your hand luggage require
That's his name? I didn't know his name before. I just called him the Croft Butler.
Will
Facial corruption.
your hand luggage Will your hand
Ooh.
will your
Oh,
hand
his neck
luggage-
like snapped out of place. Ah, the cinematics. They aren't very friendly. Alright. Load our fresh save state. The game itself, I think, corrupts better than the cinematics, which is something I'm prioritizing at the moment, so I should swap over and do the latter. Do the former. Latter. I forget which one I said. Anyway. Load it up.
Will your hand luggage require emptying or filling?
Winston, take a look at this. It's almost
Oh,
identical,
Winston, no.
just configured differently.
Identical to what?
Something I saw a long time ago in Nepal, miles from any pre-Incan culture.
And you believe this to be a fragment of the sword?
What sword?
More likely another of its kind. Zip, I want you to find out what you can about this Rutland, particularly where he is at the moment.
Try Peru. We talked about Paraíso.
He did imply there's information about the artifacts there.
He said you've been to Paraíso. What happened there? And who's Amanda?
Alistair, Go over these images.
The guy's like, nah, don't talk about it, man.
Ring an eye and see if she can meet me in Paraiso Saturday morning.
The butler. Rutlet. We made a mistake. We made a save state on top of a corruption. I made a mistake. I made a save state on top of a corruption. I think it's gonna be okay. I hope it's gonna be okay.
They don't seem quite so keen on visitors these days.
But hey, you're the one with the guns.
You can't blame me for knowing how to accessorize. Any word from Anaya?
She said she'd meet you at the statue in the marketplace.
Last time I
Need to
did
honor
this,
my privacy.
I didn't get to practice this too much, just because my laptop was terrible, and looking in this direction would freeze up my laptop, whereas looking in this direction would be totally okay, so I had to do everything from my back. Don't make save states over your corruptions. We should be able to save. I think it's actually already automatically saved. That's not good. Cancel load. So there are no save games. We also can't save from here. Can we? Can we quit? Do we continue? But I know there's no save state data. Shoot.
So keen on visitors. So keen.
How far was this one? This is the beginning of the game, that's how far. Is there save data? Well, there's the button to save. In gameplay.
So keen on visitors.
How far can we try to make this? That's my question. I don't think we can make it very far. What we can do is we can try to corrupt it out. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. We shouldn't load any of these. Oh, no. That one actually crashed it. Yes, it did. What to do, what to do. Our save state is corrupted. We know that. That save state is this one here.
Visitors these days.
But hey,
Yeah, definitely corrupted.
So keen on visitors.
And we can't save yet.
but hey, you're the one with the guns.
You can't blame me for knowing how to.
Well, since we have a save state, we can quit, no problem. So we can skip and leave to the menu. Quit. That's fine. Did say there wasn't any save data, which is unfortunate. So if we load... That one? Does that work? Still corrupted though. We should reboot core? No, if we load this save state. This is a clean one. If we quit out of this, will the save data still exist? Oh, this is in my head. Just leave this. Load. Does that work? No, we're still in the other one. Yeah, no, this is still the beginning.
So keen on visitors.
So if we load this one... Sorry, just trying to see if we can return to the playthrough. No, so saving doesn't work because this is actually... Oh, alright.
Visitors these days.
But hey, you're the one with
Well,
the guns.
we have a save state, so let's try corrupting it.
So keen on visitors.
We might be able to
these
fix
days.
things.
But
Might
hey,
be able to.
you're the one with the guns.
You can't
What we should do is load the fresh save state.
So keen on visitors
This is fresh.
these days.
Skip the cinematic. Make a save state here, and try corrupting it. And hope we get lucky and don't break the camera again. That's a crash, but we'll see if we get lucky. Enough until we can play the game, up until we can make a save, and then that save will be hopefully just a point in time, so we should be good. I'm gonna lower and increase our intensity. Oh, that was loud. Ah, that actually made me flinch. Crash? No? Yeah, crash. A hard crash where I actually have to close the window out. Windows is searching for a problem again. Thanks, Windows. I was gonna say, how hard would it be to get a save state? Do I want a save state though? Eh. We'll see how much longer we do this for. If we keep running into trouble, we'll consider it. Most of these we can't even play. This one... Can't move around, camera's still messed up. I think there's mission select, right? So let's give this a try. Wow, you're kidding. TombRaiders.net has a save file for every single mission. For every single checkpoint. What? That is amazing. Some people. So where were we? We were... I don't even know what checkpoint we were at. I think we were still in Bolivia, right? No, we were in Peru, so this is the first Peru checkpoint. Star, Croft Manor. You cannot save the game while playing in Croft Manor. What does the star mean, then? There's a star next to Peru, and I don't know why there is. Also, this is... Wait. There's a PC release of this game? I didn't know there was a PC release. Sorry, I'm doing a little searching around. It's on Steam. I didn't know this game was on Steam. I wonder if it has a graphics update. There's a problem verifying your age. I said 19. My age. Anyways, there's a PC release. I might play that in my off time. I need... Oh, so actually, the save files I'm looking at aren't for GameCube. I need GameCube. GameFAQs has 100%. We'll use that. I was really excited when I could just literally choose the mission we're at, but this works as well. Okay. I forgot how to load save states directly from Dolphin. Let me, Opening up Dolphin. Opening up Lara Croft. Mary's. Select Croft. Great. Load states. That's not gonna work. That's the broken one. Right. Try to figure out how to not only load a save state, but how to load a save state that is not hotkeyed. No, broken camera. I'm also curious, can I feel like I should be able to play this. Can we mess with the camera? No. Can we? No. Okay, yeah. That is near unplayable. The one glitch I had to have was a graphical one that flipped the camera upside down. I can't flip it myself. We are going... yeah, I can't do anything with that. So I want to load a save state. Oh, there's a browse. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Wait, what was that? Oh, game belongs to a different... Oh. This probably won't work. Technical difficulties. Nope, that's not gonna work. Still no save here. Nope. What am I even doing? Even that camera tweaks out. Do we try corrupting it more? That probably won't work. Camera's always gonna mess up in that case. And we'll also risk crashing it again. Yeah. With that, I think I'm gonna call it. How about we switch games? What time is it? It's 1 o'clock here. Pripyat or Subnautica. I haven't played Pripyat in a while. I'm also not feeling in a Pripyat mood. But I do feel like playing some Subnautica. Let's switch games. Let's switch over to Subnautica. I do have to fix this alert to put it on Subnautica. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Also, I think I don't have the chat working. But we'll work both of those problems out. Anyways, that was corrupting Lara Croft Legends. I also need to throw my cam on Subnautica, which I haven't done yet either. Oh well. We also didn't create a save state for this, so don't worry about... I'm sorry, we didn't create a stockpile for this, so don't worry about having to download that stockpile, because there won't be one. But yeah, I think the best way to go about this in terms of switching games, I always have trouble renaming games after the fact, renaming the stream after the fact, so I'm going to go down for half a second, go right back up, and stream Subnautica instead. We'll take a brief intermission. I need some more water, so I'll go get some. I'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Stay tuned. Should I do music? Yeah, I should do music. Just while I'm getting stuff prepared. Here, you'll get Animal Crossing. Mid-song, as per usual. That's a bummer I saved over that save state. So I gotta keep that in mind in case I ever have to do corruptions again, is not to constantly have at least a perfect save state every once in a while, or make sure I save the damn game. Because I would have done a full playthrough tonight if I didn't actually make that mistake. And our last save state was, I don't know, at the beginning of the game. Unfortunately. Anyway. I'll be back in a few.